Hey guys, I want to make a video on my Derringer. I've had a lot of requests to show this gun, so I figured I'd make this video for you. I'm calling this an overview. I'm not really comfortable doing gun reviews because I don't really consider myself a gun expert in any way. I'm still new to the hobby myself, so this is just kind of an informal chat, showing you some specs on the gun and talking about it a little bit and just showing how it works and my personal experience. So here we go. This is the box it comes in. The brand is Cobra. Cobra Enterprises. They're located in Salt Lake City, Utah. It is completely an American-made gun, a firearm. 100%. It's made here in America. It's assembled here in America, and sold all over the world. This specific model that I have has a satin finish and pearl grips. Okay, but they have a couple different variations on their models. And here it is on the box. This one specifically is a C22 SP. If you go to their website, which is cobrapistols.com, very simple, you can see different variations they have on their guns. Now, I've had great experience with this Derringer. Cobra, besides Derringers, they also make a very small, subcompact semi-auto pistol, I believe in 9mm, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's also offered in 380. But anyway, I don't have any personal experience with those guns, just this Derringer. From what I've heard, they've had some problems. They are a very, very cheap gun, and you kind of get what you pay for. I've heard a lot of jams. In a couple cases, I heard about the frames cracking. But again, I don't have personal experience with them, just the Derringer here, which I am very happy with. Its performance and everything else. And the price. Price on this was $135, brand spanking new. You can't beat that. If you could buy a gun for $135 and walk away happy, that's a good thing. This is kind of heavy, even though it's very small. It's all stainless steel construction here, but nowhere near heavy enough to be uncomfortable to carry. If you wanted to carry this as a backup gun, an ankle holster, not a problem. It'll sure beat a whole lot of other guns for its weight and for its actual size. Before I get into kind of specs and stuff, let me show you the fact that this is unloaded right now. You see nothing in either chamber. Let me put this aside here, show you some paperwork you get with this gun. A lot of safety stuff, I do suggest you read that, even though you probably read it 100 times if you bought multiple guns. It's always good to refresh your memory. You get the manual here, very simplistic. There's a breakdown of the parts in case you ever need to replace a part, something breaks. So, simple manual. And then you get a little card here on how to send in for a free cable lock. However, they want $4.50 for return shipping and handling charges. Little tip here, if you need a gun lock, go to your local police station and ask for one. There's a nationwide program in America on gun safety, and 99 out of 100 police stations are participating in this program. So basically, you walk in and you say, "I'd like a gun lock, please," and they give you one 100% free. Again, just to further the safety of gun users and gun owners, and especially if you have kids in the house, you should keep your guns, locked up. In the specific case of this gun, you would feed your cable through your barrel. It doesn't matter either one, and then you would lock it up that way. So it can't be, it can't be loaded and closed to be fired. The cable locks work with all guns, revolvers, semi-autos. There's a way you can lock them up. Doesn't matter what gun you have. So they're good to own. But anyway, for this demonstration, I actually have two snap caps or dummy rounds. These are just machined or molded aluminum, I think, and they just take the place of a real round, so that you could practice loading with them. And in this case, I can give you a very safe demonstration on how this gun works without having to handle live ammunition. Whenever you're handling a gun, if you're not shooting it, you shouldn't have live ammo anywhere near it. There's no reason for it. Again, just to be extra careful and make sure that this does not fire when you don't want it to. But even though it's unloaded, you want to go through the process of pretending that it is loaded at all times. It's a good safety tip. Definitely a good one, because you just never know. Maybe you happen to leave it loaded at one point, just totally forgot. And just always treat your firearms like they are loaded. But anyway, shows you the paperwork here. This is the box you get. So let me put this aside here. Let me give you actually a little measurement of this. From the tip of the barrel to the furthest point in the handle, so the full length of this gun, is exactly 4 inches long, as you can see here. And from the the highest point of the gun, which in this case would be the hammer, or actually right here, to the bottom of the handle, so the height is about 2 3/4 inches long. So overall, it's obviously very, very small, compact gun. This is chambered in .22 long rifle. It's an over-under barrel system, as you can see here. Very simplistic, very simple, revolver style shooting. This gun, some people would like very much for a backup pistol. Like I said, it would ride fine in an ankle holster. Very minimal weight compared to a lot of guns. Extremely compact. You can hide this pretty much anywhere you want. But some people don't like the .22 calibers. You can get a lot of different brands of Derringer. North American Arms. I believe North American Arms, they might only deal in .22 long rifle, but I might be wrong. They might have some models that have 380 or something like that, very similar. Bond Arms makes some very large caliber Derringers. I think 357, 44 mag, if I'm remembering correctly. But I saw them in person, and they are big. They're a big gun. Even though they're only 2 shots, it's very large. And in my opinion, just my opinion, for that size gun, you're better off with a semi-auto, maybe a 380 or a subcompact 9mm, where you can you have the capacity to hold 5, 6, sometimes 7 rounds, rather than just 2 shots at 357. But personal preference. If you feel if you're more comfortable with that, that's totally fine. I believe Bond Arms also, or you know what? I'm not sure if they actually have 357. I'm pretty sure they have 44 mag. But I think another one they have is 45 long Colt or the 410 shotgun shells. That was, I think, their best seller because of the fact that it does take the 410 shells. And some people think, well, if you could have a shotgun load in a small pistol like that, that'll be, devastating. And actually, I've seen many forums where they said you're better off with the 45 long Colt. It'll do a lot more damage, a lot more penetration than the shotgun shell. But anyway, that's, again, personal preference, whatever you want to carry. But the reason I was attracted to this one is, A, the price, very affordable, $135 brand new. And they have a couple different variations on color. You can get all black, you can get black with the white pearl grips. There's a couple different versions of this gun, whatever flavor you like the most. I happen to like the satin and the white grips. I think it's very classy looking. And the second reason I got this gun is for its size. I just always wanted a very small Derringer. Always. Ever since I was younger, before I was into guns and never thought I would even own one. Just very cool. Again, this would be a great backup gun for a lot of different people. Some people might think .22 long rifle is, underpowered. Really depends on how you use it. This is definitely a close quarter gun. You don't want to be shooting this very far from your attacker or the threat. It's such a small barrel, and the sights are very rudimentary. Let me show you again. This is unloaded. Okay, so I want to cock this back here, and the safety is on, but I want to show you the sights here. Very simple, simple sights. They do work, but again, you're not a whole lot of you don't have a whole lot of accuracy with this gun. I've had so far, with my experience, I've had 10-inch groupings, which aren't very impressive, but they are for, I guess, a Derringer. 10-inch groupings at 10 feet. But you figure if you're 10 feet away from someone, in most real-life situations when you have to pull a gun, because your life is threatened and your life is on the line, they do occur in very short distances. So it's not unreasonable to carry something like this. But anyway, it's up to you. If you want to go with a larger caliber gun, that's fine. It's just it's such a small package. You can't really find much else that's small on this with a larger caliber. It just doesn't exist. But I love the gun. Like I said, I've shot it. I've probably put maybe 50 or 60 rounds to this. I've used a couple different types of ammo. No problem with any ammo at all. Haven't had a single problem with it. Fired every time I shot it. The weight is it is all stainless steel, so it's kind of heavy, even though it's small. You might think because it's so small, you might get it in your hand and be surprised that, wow, that's kind of heavy. Well, you need some heft to it because it is so small. If it was made out of aluminum, the thing, even though they're only 22s, you might have problems with cracking, or it might just be a little bit too much kick. Because this is all stainless steel, and because it's a lower powered round, if you see my video, there's hardly any kick at all. I mean, when I shoot, it's like that. That's the kick. I mean, it's nothing. You could shoot it as fast as you can pull this hammer back and pull the trigger. There is right now it's in the half cock position. In other words, you have, when the hammer's fully down, that's one position. Then you have the half cock, which is off the hammer, so it's not resting against the hammer. This is how it should be stored and carried, so that if you were to drop the gun, if let's say it landed on the hammer, it wouldn't put pressure on the firing pin and actually fire the gun. It's also recommended in the manual not to carry this loaded for safety reasons, but of course if you're going to actually carry it as a gun for self-defense, you would want to keep 2 rounds in there. It does have a pin safety here. As you see here, there's just a button on the side, and all that does is it actually, safety's off at this point. When you push this on the right, it literally just is a piece of metal here blocking the hammer from coming in contact with the firing pin. Okay, so just another form of a safety. I would not carry this fully cocked back. I would carry it in the half cock position, maybe with the safety off if you're going to carry it with rounds in there, so that when you go to draw the gun, you can just pull that hammer back and then fire. Again, I don't carry this for self-defense, so it's not an issue for me either way. That's up to you how you want to carry it. But anyway, it is 22 long rifle. Let me show you how you load it. You have a lever here on the side, and this just pivots around, just like this. Okay, so you pivot around to that side, and the barrel breaks open. Hinges on the top here, and then you're ready to load it. Again, 22 long rifles. Takes 2 over/under, kind of like an over/under shotgun. If you notice in here, you have both your firing pins. Okay, let me bring in kind of close to. Well, let me take the rounds out first, because they're going to fall out when I tip this upside down. And bring in close, see if I can give you a better shot of this. There's the one firing pin, okay, and there's the other firing pin. It's kind of in a shadow there. Let's see if I can get a better view. There you go. You can see both now. Now, some people ask me, how do you know which barrel or which round is going to shoot first? Well, every single time you pull the trigger, it alternates. Okay, so if you know which, if you pull the trigger and you see which pin fired, you'll know that the next time you cock that and shoot it, it's going to be the opposite pin. It's going to go back and forth forever. So basically, what I do to figure out which barrel it's going to shoot is I'll load both my dummy rounds, okay, as if I was going to shoot it normally. I cock it back, take the safety off, and I can dry fire at this point because I do have the dummy rounds in there. So I'm just going to dry fire. Okay. Now I'm going to pull this in the half cock position so I can open this up. Now I can see in here that the top barrel or the top firing pin is exposed. So I know it just shot the top round. So now the next time that I cock this back, okay, and shoot it, it's going to shoot the bottom round. So you can kind of preset this up so that it can shoot whichever one you want first. So that's how it works. It just goes back and forth every time. So that's how that works. I don't know, let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh, here. Let me bring this down a little bit. Let me open it up again for you. Once you shoot, when you fire this, sometimes in a lot of revolvers you have a problem where the shells, once you shoot a round, the shells actually expand a little bit. So sometimes they're kind of snug in there now. Just like normal revolvers, you have a lever. In this case, it's right here on the side, and you just push that lever, and it brings your empty shells to that point there. So now you can physically grab them to pull them out to load your new rounds. Okay, now you're ready to put your new rounds in. So that's your kind of ejection slide there. Now how this locks up with this lever is when you rotate the lever on the bottom here, there's a piece that just fits into, it's like a cup, and just fits into this this notch right here. So that locks that up nice and tight. So when you're firing, it's not going to open up on you. So that's it. That's the little Cobra Derringer. All American made. Very cool little gun. Very fun to shoot. It is practical. You can carry this for self-defense if you wanted to. It's a cool gun. Again, not a whole lot of accuracy here, but you can't expect that with such a small barrel and such a small gun in general. But again, close quarter shooting, this can get the job done. I mean, you get 2 chances at it, and a well-placed bullet, even as small as a 22 round caliber, will take a life. And if your life depends on it, it's good to have. Actually, I believe one statistic that I've heard or read somewhere is that more deaths come by 22 rounds than any other caliber. Basically because the 22 round is the most common round on the planet. So mathematically that works out, But some people might think, well, you can get, listen, if you miss, especially with a small gun like this, if you have some distance and you hit a guy in the arm with a 22, you're probably just going to get him more upset than you will angry. Yeah, or excuse me, as you will scare him off. But it really depends on specific situations. Like I said, if you place this round where it's going to count, it will do its job, and it will get the job done. But it's very situational. It really depends on the situation at hand. But you know what? If you're looking for something that's ultra tiny, somewhat lightweight, which this is compared to other guns, this is extremely lightweight. I apologize, I don't have an exact weight for you, but again, if you go to Cobra's website, I'm sure they have that information. There's nothing that beats it. I mean, it's tiny. So, hope you guys enjoyed the review. The Cobra Derringer. Very, very cool, very affordable, which is its best feature, is that pretty much all you guys into guns can pick this one up. And in our time of recession, not all of us can go out there and get a brand new $600-700 gun. So this might be a fun option to pick up a new firearm for your collection. So, thanks for watching the review. I always appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.